1932, the Madison Square Garden Bowl, Long Island City, Queens, New York. Jack Sharkey in action for the second time against the world heavyweight champion Max Schmeling. These two met previously, and Schmeling won on a fourth round disqualification. He is, of course, the German and the reigning champion. And here comes Jack Sharkey. 29 years of age, Jack Sharkey shakes hands with Schmeling. And Sharkey, relatively inexperienced, 35 wins, 12 by knockout, 8 defeats and 2 draws in 45 outings so far.
Tonight marks the opening of the great Madison Square Garden Bowl, built by the Madison Square Garden Corporation in appreciation of Boston. The city of New York has a stadium to be proud of. May long it last, and the best of all earth. Come on, George. Dedicated with the main event. Quiet, please. The main event. Main event. 15 rounds for the World Heavyweight Championship. Presenting the present holder of the title, the idol of Germany, the fighting son of the fatherland, Max Schmeling. His worthy opponent, who pinned his confidence and faith in bringing back the title to the good old USA, the confident Bostonian Jack Sharkey.
Nice good swing boxing exhibition. No hit and roll and great swinging. There's no trip back by the winner's gymnasium. You know what I mean, boys? Take your time. You know it's going to take hand. And wait a minute. Now you put the ring rubber on here. The right and left is the second with the third rubber hands in the out. Out. Now wait a minute. There'll be nothing. Everything will be all right. I mean, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now wait. I'm going to give you both a good square deal to the best of my ability. Now let's shake hands and then I'll pop.
So round one then of a scheduled 15, the rematch between Max Schmeling, the German hero, and Jack Sharkey. Sharkey, an inch shorter, at 6 feet, known as the Boston Gob. Looking to get revenge here over his former conqueror, Max Schmeling, and of course to win the World Heavyweight title. Schmeling, 3 years younger at 26. And something of a homecoming this for Jack Sharkey. Born in New York, now living in Boston. And the reigning and defending champion Max Schmeling comes into this one with 44 wins, 5 defeats and 3 draws in 52 outings. And his challenger, Jack Sharkey, 35 wins, 12 by knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Round 2 then of a scheduled 15. Bit of a feeling out round in the first. And Max Schmeling, well, he first came to prominence back in 1925 with a defeat, strange enough, against Larry Gaines in 2 rounds. But he did go on to win the German light heavyweight title a year later. A year later, in 1927, he added the European title and first fought in the USA in 1928. So that win over Jack Sharkey 2 years after his American debut, and they're doing it all again. But he did make one defence against young Stribling in 1931 and won in the 15th and final round. A nice bit of work there. So Sharkey then getting exposed here by Schmeling, who's a very lusty puncher. And Jack Sharkey's claim to fame was that terrific battle he had with Jack Dempsey. A great fight before he lost in 7 rounds. He did claim a low blow, but it was dismissed. So Schmeling then creeping forward very effectively. Sharkey wants to bring the title back to New York. And Max Schmeling from Brandenburg in Germany. Got through there with a decent right. Got tagged though. Oh, that's a good punch from Schmeling. Good round for Schmeling. Round 3 then, and Jack Sharkey, who beat Tommy Loughlin in 3 rounds to become the American heavyweight champion in 1929. He's up against it here. And 1931 was a good year for Sharkey. He got a draw with the former middleweight champion Mickey Walker over 15 rounds. And later that year had a point over Primo Carnera, and actually put Carnera down in the 4th round. So Max Schmeling then, out to spoil the party here for Jack Sharkey, and is fully capable of doing so. Sharkey, by the way, born Joseph Paul Zukauskas. Schmeling not quite as busy, but much, much more effective, as you saw there. Before it is. Referee for this one, Ed Smith. And he's not had a great deal to do so far. So Max Schmeling with his back to us in action here against Jack Sharkey, the world heavyweight title on the line. And rematches are always very interesting. Don't forget, Sharkey was beaten in the 4th round disqualification by Schmeling for this title. Schmeling defended against young Stribling with a last round knockout. And these two men are matched again. No doubt Schmeling, good puncher, good boxer. Good defensively too. Into round 6 we go, and so far looks like Max Schmeling's had everything his own way. Things are looking very good for the German at the moment. Well, as you see there, Jack Sharkey's punches falling short. No doubt about it, Max Schmeling having to think here, but I don't think he's really in top gear as yet. Oh, nice uppercut, left hook there from Sharkey. And Jack Sharkey, not a terrific mover by any means. Feet are all over the place. It's round 7 of the World Heavyweight title, and the reigning incumbent Max Schmeling looks to be pretty comfortably in front here against Jack Sharkey. And as I said before, this is a homecoming for Sharkey, and he wants to make it a successful one as well. Clever block there with the left elbow from Schmeling. Then the counter punch right. And he does look well in control, doesn't he, Schmeling? Well, decent right there from Jack Sharkey. So into round 8 then, after a quiet 7th, well, when both men really just stood off from each other, didn't do a great deal of work, but there's no doubt about it that Max Schmeling is in the lead here. Too quick for Sharkey, too powerful, and too much of a thinking fighter. Big miss there, big swiping left hook from Sharkey. And much of what Schmeling does is quite subtle, but still effective.
Go back, boys.
Well, the double looks almost certainly on the cards here for Max Schmeling. Into the ninth we go. And Schmeling virtually coasting so far. And with the greatest respect to Jack Sharkey, he's done very little so far in this particular fight. Schmeling always more effective. Nice left hook there from him. That's a good right over the top as well. Sharkey very slow in comparison. And Jack Sharkey with a very low slung left hand. Max Schmeling's hands are higher. Not a great deal, but most of the time they are. Once again, it's Schmeling who's more effective. Well, I can't give a round to Sharkey so far. And Max Schmeling looks onto a good thing here. Pretty comprehensive defence of his world heavyweight title. Again, catching Sharkey here with impunity. Max Schmeling then, well, looks like he's won the previous 9 rounds as we come out for this 10th. Three judges, by the way, scoring this one are referee Ed Smith, George Kelly and Charles Mathison. And it's done on a round scoring basis. Points are not attributed. It's the man who wins the rounds. It could be 10 rounds to 5, 11 rounds to 4, or of course depending on an even round. 12 rounds to 3. And once again, Schmeling there far more effective. Getting through good right hands. It's the second in this particular round he's landed, flush on the chin. And full marks to Sharkey's taking everything without complaining. So the Boston man, a big lumbering fighter. Round 11. And all Max Schmeling needs to do is take care of himself here. He's well in front. I don't think he's lost a round so far. And Jack Sharkey, well, he may need something of a miracle to win this. So far, Schmeling scored 31 knockouts in his career. Sharkey has only scored 12, which means the chances of him landing a knockout blow to win this one in his favour are pretty limited. As once again he gets caught there by Schmeling's hooks on both hands. And these two men appear to be in a different class, don't they? But it is worth mentioning that Sharkey did have that 15-round points over Primo Carnera and a draw with Mickey Walker, despite Walker being a former middleweight. And lost a cracking battle, apparently, to Jack Dempsey in 7 rounds by knockout. Twelfth round. Max Schmeling off the blocks quickly. And it's still very hard to give a round against him. Maybe 1 or 2 level, who knows? Only the most generous of people could possibly side with Sharkey in any round. Max Schmeling's attacks have been very decisive. His defense has been pretty sound. His tactics throughout the entire fight have been far too much for Jack Sharkey. Speed, of course, is another factor, and Schmeling just far too quick. Well, chance have come on Sharkey, but will they make a difference? But once again, Jack Sharkey getting picked off here. Round 13 of a scheduled 15. And this German world champion, Max Schmeling, defending against Jack Sharkey. Well, it's 4 years since Schmeling made his American debut, and he's still undefeated. Schmeling altogether a much more effective and far better fighter than Jack Sharkey. And Sharkey at 29, possibly at the top of his sporting prowess. Once again, Sharkey misses and gets caught. Fourteenth round then. Penultimate session this. And so far, very, very hard to give a clean round to the challenger, Jack Sharkey. Second defence of the heavyweight title for Max Schmeling. Still Schmeling in possibly first or second gear. Doesn't need to be any higher. Took a right there from Sharkey. So just 3 minutes to go then. Max Schmeling well on his way to defending his heavyweight titles very safely here against Jack Sharkey. A man who, well, he doesn't look like he's tried awfully hard, but of course he must have done. And Schmeling has been too good for him in every single department. There has been the odd moment of success, of course, for Sharkey, which is inevitable. But by and large, he has been very firm second best. Schmeling far too lively, too quick, too talented. Sharkey bruised around the eyes, the nose and the mouth. A testament, of course, to the effectiveness of Schmeling's short, sharp punches. A bit of grandstanding here now from Max Schmeling in the final session. Well, this is almost a whitewash for Schmeling, isn't it? Yes, he's still looking on top of his game here, Schmeling. And Sharkey, almost a localite. Looks like he's going to have to wait on another occasion for this title to come his way. And a good finish here for Schmeling. Neither man's been on the floor. And it's been pretty well contested, but there's only one winner. And there's the final bell. Schmeling surely. And he looks pretty confident. So Jack Sharkey then, looks like he's taken things pretty well. A busted up face of his, but only one winner. Here we go then for the official scores. Oh, goodness me. Jack Sharkey gets the decision, and that's an appalling, atrocious decision. Schmeling robbed blind in New York.